G'day guys, Adam Kogan here, and I am with William Liebenberg. How are you, William?
I'm well, Adam. Yourself?
Excellent.
I love your shirt.
Thank you. So we're going to talk about API management.
Yep.
And let's just talk about the documentation first.
Okay.
So we have Swagger.
Yep.
You like Swagger?
Yes, I love Swagger. It makes life a lot easier when you have an API to work with.
Right. So you have this tool that you can use this, and there's other tools.
Yep.
And I will give some feedback to you on what the results were of a quiz that we asked a bunch of developers. So are you familiar with documenting APIs?
Yeah.
Hopefully, most of them are fairly familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a number of non-developers as well, so we'll see what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have 43 responses here. So
that's almost everybody, yep.
Yes, and then we want to find out, once they document it, what URL do they like, okay?
Interesting.
Yes. And then in terms of management, what tools do they like? You know, there's Azure API Management, there's Ocelot, Kong and MuleSoft and others.
Yeah.
I've got a few up here. So you've got Swagger, and Swagger Hub is another one.
Yep.
And this is the one that we like a lot, API Management. But Amazon have their own API gateway. There's Kong.
Yep.
You use this? Seen it?
It's very popular. I haven't used it yet, but there's a lot of hype and a lot of news around it. It certainly seems it's got a lot of tools in there to cover most cases. You know, and make service mesh is a big topic, and managing Kubernetes is also really cool. So I haven't had the opportunity to use it yet, but it sounds impressive.
So there's other ones out there, many. So let's look at the responses. Let's look at the first one. Are you familiar with the topic of documenting? I'm a developer. No, it's very rare that a developer doesn't know. Lots of non-developers don't know. All right.
That's expected.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the second one. Say you've generated a portal. What URL do you prefer? And the most popular one clearly is this guy, northwind.com/API.
Yep.
Now that's not 100%. Some people also like northwind.com/docs. And some people are a developer and they couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the ones where they went other. Let's find out what they put. You know. So with other, you can see the most popular one here is API. But if we jump down here, some people like API. So a subdomain API.northwind/docs.
That's a combination of both, which is good.
Other want a developer, like another subdomain. Jason says it depends on the tool used to display the API documentation. For Swagger, the convention is /Swagger. Okay, I'm personally not a fan of that. It's probably best to stick to the convention. For redoc, it's /redoc. Previously, I was using /API, but generally stick with /Swagger. I would say, based on that convention, unless you love subdomains, the solution is /API. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, which of these API management tools do they like or do they know the most of? You can see that it's API management from Azure.
Yeah, it's got the big share there.
And you can see it's moving right more. So used it a lot is the dark blue, which is the one. The others they haven't really heard of too much.
A little bit of MuleSoft there. Interesting.
Yeah, a little bit, yes. So now, are you familiar with any other API management tools? So let's have a look at that. And I've summarized this because what we did is a slight mistake made that required so everybody answered with a lot of notes. So let's get into the actual main answers. So Bryden said Swagger Hub. Andreas, Swagger and OpenAPI, which is they're documenters. Yeah, Swagger. Okay, so in China, some of the guys use some other ones. Have you heard of Akana?
I have heard of Akana, yes. It seems
Dubbo?
Popular. Dubbo is sort of a sort of proxy from Apache. It's not quite API management.
And Envoy. No, not sure why.
I think that's sort of similar to Dubbo.
Right, okay.
It's not quite the full API management that we're using.
And your answers, here we go.
Oh, yes.
Ocelot. No. Okay. And Kong. Okay, similar to what you
so
said
there's-
before.
yeah.
And Costa is into AWS. So there's the summary, Will.
Yep.
What would you say were the learning points from this?
For me, yes, everyone is fairly familiar with documenting an API, or at least using a documented API.
Yes, every developer.
Every developer, yeah. And that everyone sort of agrees on where it should live.
Yes.
We would like to be consistent, so having the Northman/API, that's great. And that for at least for us, a popular choice is Azure API Management, with a little sprinkle of some of the other ones there. And yeah, for me, API Management is ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
And we've used it a couple of times in anger with great results.
So anyway, for a small survey, you can clearly see that Azure API Management seems to be the way to go. And this is Adam Kogan signing off for SSW TV.